Hi everyone, welcome to the Crafty Tales. In today's video, we are going to learn how to make these super cute granny square AirPod cases. They are colorful, fun, and the perfect little project if you love crochet. We'll be working with a few simple granny square pieces, joining them together and adding a neat little flap to finish it off. These are really easy to make even if you're a beginner, and you can crochet one in under an hour. So without any further delay, let's jump right into it. So I will be making the multicolored AirPod case. You can choose any color you like. Details of all the materials is provided in the description. The next thing we will be needing is a crochet hook. I am using a 3.5mm hook. Next we have is a darning needle and some stitch markers. Stitch markers are mostly optional if you need them to mark the beginning or an end of a row. We will start our project by making a magic ring. Now let's add 3 double crochet into our magic ring. We will call a combination of 3 double crochet as a cluster. This one is your first double crochet. A second one, and that's the third one. This makes a cluster. Let's chain 3 and make another cluster of 3 double crochet. Overall, we'll be making 4 clusters. That's 1. Two. And 3. Let's do chain 3 and make another cluster of 3 double crochet. The first row can be a bit tricky, so keep patience. This makes a third cluster. Let's do chain 3. So now we have made 4 clusters. Let's tighten up the magic ring from the other end. We are almost done with our first row of granny square. We can close it using a slip stitch, but before moving on, we have to switch the color. To switch the color, we will go back to the last cluster and remove the last double crochet. We will redo the process of making the double crochet as usual, but will stop at the last pull through. Basically, instead of pulling through the color of row 1, we will bring out the color of next row. We will create a loop of that yarn and pull it through our loops in the hook. Before we move on to the next color, let's just tie the new yarn to the old one at the back. This way we'll get a smooth color transition without worrying about the yarn coming loose. Let's do chain 3 and close up the row 1 of our granny square by a slip stitch. And this completes the row 1 of our granny square. Before going with the row 2, let's cut off the yarn of row 1's color. We won't be needing it anymore. Let's start row 2 by making a chain stitch and adding 3 double crochet in the gap between the double crochets of the last row. Somehow the first couple of stitches of every row are difficult for me. Does this happen with you as well? So we'll make a cluster of 3 double crochet in this gap. And make a chain 1 to move to the other gap. For the other gap, we'll have a cluster of 3 double crochet, a chain 3 and a cluster of 3 double crochet. So this is the second double crochet, third one, and we'll do chain 3. And another cluster of 3 double crochet in the same gap. Since it's the corner one, we'll follow the pattern every time. Let's do chain 1 and move to the other gap. Herein again we'll do a cluster of 3 double crochet, chain 3 and a cluster of 3 double crochet. To move to the other gap, let's do chain 1 one more time and a cluster of 3 double crochet, chain 3 and a cluster of 3 double crochet. Let's add chain 1 one last time and add 3 double crochet into the same gap where we created the first cluster. This is the first double crochet, the second one, and we won't complete the third one because we want to change the color. So just before the last pull through, we'll stop. Now I will bring out the color for third row and pull it through the loops. Let's tie the ends at the back. And we can cut off the yarn of row 2. We don't need it anymore. Let's do chain 3 and tie up our row 2 using a slip stitch. So we are done with 2 rows of our granny square. Let's start with row 3 and create a chain 1. And let's create a cluster of 3 double crochet into the gap. Now before moving, I would like to explain in the gaps that are not the corner ones like these, we'll always have one chain and a cluster, whereas in the corner ones we'll have a cluster, 3 chain and a cluster. So let's proceed. Chain 1 and 3 double crochet, basically a cluster. Since again it's not the corner one, chain 1 and create a cluster of 3 double crochet, chain 3, and a cluster of 3 double crochet. Again we'll do a chain 1 and create a cluster of 3 double crochet in the gap. So chain 1 and moving to the next gap, wherein we'll create a cluster of 3 double crochet, chain 3, and a cluster of 3 double crochet. We'll keep repeating this until we reach the end of the row, wherein we'll switch the color again. Now herein again we'll switch up the color. So let's add the last color to our granny square. and tie up the ends. We'll cut off the yarn of row 3 and make chain 3. We'll then tie up row 3 by a slip stitch. For the fourth and the last row, we'll make a chain 1, and instead of going with the cluster of double crochet, we'll do single crochet in all the single stitches. What it means, there will be a single crochet for each stitch of previous row. You will have 1 single crochet for normal gaps, 3 single crochet for corner gaps for chain 3, and 1 single crochet for each of double crochet cluster. Let's continue doing single crochet until we reach the third edge. In the third edge, we'll continue doing single crochet up till the first cluster and even the first gap after that. And instead of going through the second cluster, we'll do a chain 3. We'll skip this cluster and do single crochet into the next gap. This chain 3 section here will serve as the opening to insert the strap for AirPod case. We can continue doing our single crochet until the end of edge 4. Since this is the last row, we don't need to switch up a color. We can close back using a slip stitch. To close up, we'll do a chain 1, cut the yarn and pull it through. And we are done with one side of our AirPod case. Let's create another side. We'll do the first 3 rows similar to this one, and then we'll come back and do the 4th row together. So here I have completed 3 rows and I've also added the color of 4th row already. So let's do chain 1 and start creating single crochet for each of the stitch. Here again, edge 3 we will stop after the first cluster, or maybe the first gap after the cluster. But unlike the previous panel, we won't do chain 3. We will create a longer foundation chain. You can create the length as you wish. Here I have created a foundation chain of around 65 to 70 stitches. Now we'll do similar like before. Skip this cluster and start creating a single crochet from the next gap. And these single crochet will end till the edge 4, where we'll close up with a slip stitch. So our back panel is also ready. We'll just do chain 1 and we'll cut the yarn and pull through. We do need to sew in these extra yarn. So here we have both of our panels. All we need to do is sew in. First, let's arrange them on their front look. Both the foundation chain parts will face each other. To sew in the other edges, we'll have to turn around the panel. We will be sewing the 3 edges that don't have any foundation chain on them. So let's bring out the yarn. I'll be cutting out the yarn that's almost 3 times the length of all the 3 edges combined. Put the yarn inside the darning needle. To make a join, insert your needle through the cornermost stitches of both the panels. So insert your needle into the cornermost stitches and pull the thread through. Again, repeat this with the next stitches. Continue to repeat this step for the entirety of the remaining 3 edges. So I have sewed the edges and also sewed in the leftover yarn. And now it's time to turn our work around. And there you go. Our cute little AirPods case is all ready. The sides are nicely done and it looks super neat. You can use it however you like. Attach it to your bag, hang it on your keychain, or just keep your AirPods safe in style. I hope you enjoyed this video and had fun making it with me. We'll meet again in the next video with another fun and crafty project. Till then, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and as always, keep crocheting.